information on the Lessons tab in Angel. There are several different types of items that you might find within the Lessons tab. One of the first ones is the top one that I'm showing here, and that's simply a page that would contain information. A student would click on this page and you would have access to some written information from your instructor. It might also have photographs or diagrams, but it would simply open upon the click. Another type of file would be inside of a folder, might be a PDF. And by clicking on this, you would simply open the PDF and have information. This type of icon would indicate that it's simply a downloadable file. So the file could be a Microsoft Word, an Excel document, a variety of documents, but it would require 2 clicks, one to open it and one then to confirm as to where you want it open. So you would just simply click again and then your document would be open. Drop boxes are also commonly used by your professors in order for you to return assignments to them. There's 2 different drop boxes shown on the screen. One is an Angel Dropbox, and by opening the Dropbox, you might find some information about how to upload your assignment, or it may be rather generic like you see here. You would enter a title for your assignment. A lot of times we ask our students simply to put their name and to repeat what the assignment is. And then you would have a couple of options. In some cases the assignment is simply requires a sentence or 2, so you might just type the assignment in the box. Or you might more likely attach an assignment, and you would simply browse for your assignment, click on the assignment once you've browsed and found it, click open, and then you will also need to then click upload file. You can do this for more than one file. Once you have everything ready to go into the Dropbox for your professor, you click finished, and your submission should then appear at the bottom of the box, and then you could hit submit. So it's a traditional way of using a Dropbox. A second type of Dropbox that is often used is a Turnitin Dropbox, and it operates basically the same way. But again, you would click, you would browse and attach your assignment, and then hit submit at the bottom. The Turnitin Dropboxes can be configured in a number of ways by your professors. It may be something that you're allowed to submit on more than one time, and it will give you some feedback on whether or not there are plagiarized pieces in your submission that should be reviewed, or it may also note some grammar issues. So a lot of times these do require the student to come back and take a look at how they did on the assignment. Other times it's you drop it and then the professor then gets that report and grades it from there. So that's something you would also want to be clear on with your professor. Additional types of information that you might find in the Lessons tab would be links. These would indicate that there is some sort of link that you are opening that might be out on the web. Another thing that you would typically see in online classes are discussion boards, and they're signified by the pin on the folder, and you would click in. You might get some information on what is expected. You would click new post, put your name in, generally maybe a title for it, type your post, and then at the bottom you would hit submit. These do allow you also to make attachments, so sometimes your post might include an assignment that you're included. These discussion boards are often used by professors to encourage a discussion between the learners. So sometimes you're going to be asked to go in and read other people's posts and comment on them in order to facilitate the learning. And the final common type of file that you will find inside of the Lessons tab are tests and quizzes. Once you click inside, you'll get some instructions that tell you, for instance, the due date of the assignment, how much it's worth, whether you can attempt it more than once, and how much review you're allowed after you do make an attempt. And once you click begin now. If it's a timed test or assessment, It's going to warn you to watch your clock in the upper right hand corner, and then when you click to start, you'll see the quiz. And it may be presented to you one question at a time. It may be presented to you with all of the questions like you see here. This particular quiz only has multiple choice questions, but you may have a variety of types of questions, matching, fill in the blank, and short answer and essay. And then when you're finished, you would hit submit. If you had skipped any questions and not completed them, it will give you one warning and allow you then to go back and finish the test if you didn't answer all the questions. So that's the way a lot of testing is done. This is the reports console that is accessed by clicking on the reports tab at the top of the screen. There are a couple of reports that are particularly useful for students. The first useful report is under Learner Profile Activity Logs, and you can customize this report for the number of days that you want to see, as well as how you would like the report to be displayed, whether it's in table form or whether it is in a chart form. And once you run the report, either by switching the view or by clicking Run, you will see how many times you have been in working on the program. Again, if I switch this then to the table or the drill down, will give you basically the same information. It would be telling how many times I had had any activity within this course. And that's probably something you should check every once in a while just to be sure you are being an active learner. It's something that your professor may check to make sure that you are accessing the information and are moving forward in the course. Probably the most important report for most students is under Learner Profile, and that is the gradebook grades. And again, you have different options on how it's displayed. If you go to the chart view, it will show you the grades you've received and compare that with the grades that have been received by the average member of the class. And this information can also be displayed in a table format. There are several other reports in this area that you may want to play with and see which ones are most helpful. There's one specifically set up for grades that gives you the same basic information but just displayed in a little bit different format, showing each of the assignments. There's also some milestones you can access in two different ways. One is the milestones category with a report of milestones. The other one is under learner activity and milestones. And if you click Run, you'll get a report. In this particular course doesn't have milestones, but it would show you everything that's going to be assigned with a milestone date. And it's a report then that you could print and kind of track your progress. And as things were completed or were in progress or were overdue, there would be color coding. So the milestones may also be helpful to you. And again, there are several other reports. You can print these, you can save them so that you can access them in different ways. So this is one of the helpful modules for most students.